brakes worked. All of a sudden, the kid's like almost into me. I'm like,
Yeah.
stop. I'm like, you almost hit me. Sorry.
How?
She takes
Just like
off.
a little
Yeah, like
kid.
6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mommy, I almost hit that guy on his
Almost
bike. Yeah, I know. I
crashed
saw
into
that.
a dude.
Yeah. 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 Well, and I saw it coming, so I was like, yeah, okay. Here she comes. But it was pretty funny because she just like comes
See,
cruising
yeah,
into
don't
me.
worry. I'm watching where you're going.
Yeah, yeah, that was exactly it. 'Cause she, yeah, was on top of me before she even saw me. So pretty funny.
All right. Hey, everybody. This is Matt, and I'm back.
We're
The
back.
boys are back in town. Well, I was gone last week,
I know.
Chris. So, I mean,
I
some of you up, someone's got their
I
phone.
know. I was here.
Yeah. So I spent part of the week and all of the weekend in the Chicagoland area last week. So I had a family reunion kind of deal that we did. And man, I saw some people that I haven't seen in, well, easily a decade.
Hmm.
And maybe more. And you know what? And it was great to see them. And you know what I found out while I was away, Chris,
I think I do, but I'll let you tell everybody.
is how terrible food is everywhere else in the world. How about this? How terrible food in Colorado is. Um, I I I understand now when people say like, "Oh, it's not the same thing," or "the bread's different." Like I can't say that it is unequivocally this ingredient that's not the same,
Uh-huh.
but I can tell the difference between like you know some of the stuff that we got to eat there. And I was like slowly eating my way all the way down Rush Street and having a great time. So if you guys have been to Chicago or if you live in Chicago, let me know some good places to go. Um, we had a great time. We rode the train.
Oh yeah.
It's not a subway, but it's not a subway. Like where we got on, it was a subway,
Uh,
and then it goes up and comes out, and
okay.
it's the L or something. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's that at that point it's L elevated. So
Do you think it's the humidity
the
that makes the
humid.
food taste better?
Well, it could be. It wasn't ridiculously humid like I
No, but
was
it's still
expecting.
more humid there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, when I go to California, I
Hmm.
often think that things not necessarily taste better, but
You
sound
can.
better.
Oh,
And I was like, maybe it's the salt air.
dude. Okay. I have one or two experiences like that too, and I'm like, it sounds good. I don't know. I can't explain.
Yeah, maybe. And so, I mean, it can't just be, I guess it could just be ingredients. It could just be water. It could be, but you'd think if you tasted the water, you'd be like, "Ugh, what's wrong with this
Yeah, yeah.
water?"
Well, yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
not. It's maybe not. It doesn't stand
Hmm.
alone. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's take some super chats, Chris. One from Brian Duncan who says, "Trying to keep the ad-free viable. I made me do it." Thank you, Brian. You said Brian came in. He was
Yeah,
here
Brian was
last
here last
week
Friday.
ago.
Yeah.
That's nice. And Doug Santaniello sent us some bucks ad free. Go Toasters. Thank you so much, Doug. Well, guys, we have a lot of stuff to talk about in addition to good places to eat when you're in Chicago. But I do want to know um, where you guys like to go, what you guys like to have, and if you Tom said, oh, I thought he okay. Tom said pierogies, which is a legit thing. Because I can't see, I thought he said Pringles. I thought he was being smart alecky, but I'm like, Pringles. Okay, so yeah. Anyway,
The pierogies are way better in Chicago.
I maybe here's the thing. If the next time I go to Chicago, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not eating pierogies. I'm going like I'm going. But I've had all the pizza that like everybody talks about on the food channels and stuff.
Yeah.
I think I've had all of those pizza places.
Okay.
Um, and I've had some that weren't on there, some that were totally. Here's what I did not realize. Not all Chicago pizza is deep dish.
Hmm.
I had no idea. I had been told that before, and I've been to Chicago a couple times.
I
But
believe you have tavern style.
yep.
That's all I can.
Oh well, and then you have deep dish too.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorites was this kind of like a medium deep dish
Uh-huh.
at Murray's Table. Maury's Table.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, man, that was good. Yeah. And that was a year or so ago. Anyway,
Yeah.
but gosh, the food was good.
Yeah, when you come to Colorado, they say, "Well, what food is Colorado famous for?"
Mhm.
Nothing.
I don't yeah,
Nothing really.
yeah.
But yeah, but a lot of people even say it's terrible in comparison to, like, New Mexico.
Curtis says that, yeah, he's talking about green chili and
Yeah,
what's wrong. Yeah.
and so I think, you know, we have well, we have enough people that have moved here from other places, we should
Mhm.
have the best food, right?
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but there may be too much stuff to do,
It ain't the same. Yeah,
it might be there's too much good weather, there's too much outside,
perhaps.
don't move here,
Don't
um,
move here.
but maybe something like that is the problem. You need 6 deep, dark months of winter
Okay, that
to
yeah.
perfect your whatever you're making
I
year
I'm on
in and
board,
year
yeah.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you need some
yeah.
mañana, yeah.
Some
Jay sent us another super chat and says, "Ad free and world peace and stuff." Thank you, Jay. Let's hope that we have some world peace and stuff coming up. Boy, there's a lot of crazy activity
Yep, there
in the
sure is.
world, isn't there, Chris?
Yep, there sure is.
Um, but what have you been up to this week, sir? I mean, I've been with you
Um,
all week, so I know.
yeah,
Yeah.
doing a fair amount of assembly,
Yeah.
um, and I am officially on vacation.
Noise. You do anything good?
No, not
Okay.
really.
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna go to California, and, I'm going to the, annual Surf Guitar 101 convention, which sounds totally nerdy or totally dorky, or yeah, it is, but it's
wait.
3 days of surf music and surf, stuff.
You think anybody here would like to go check any of that stuff out?
Maybe.
Where is it?
It's at a place called um
No, like what town?
it's in, Seal Beach,
Okay. Hey, we got people out
California.
there.
Yep,
Yeah,
we sure
okay.
do. It's the Golden Sails, hotel and convention center. Apparently, there's a tiki bar and a main room.
That's right up your alley.
Yeah, yeah, this is all right up
You
my
love
main
main
alley.
rooms.
Yeah, I love main rooms. They're my favorite. Tiki bars, I
Tiki
could,
bar.
yeah, take or leave.
Let's take a super
Yeah,
chat from
I
Tony.
could get in a whole lot of trouble really, really early.
I hope that you do. Well, not get I'm like
Not a
yeah.
lot of trouble, just a little bit of trouble.
Tony sent us a super chat and says, even though I'm a subscriber to YouTube, keep it ad free. Even though I'm a subscriber to YouTube, it was so nice. He said it twice. Thank you,
Mhm.
Tony. And Van Shank Guitar sent us a super chat and said, belly full of wings and beer. Keep it ad free. God bless you, sir. Um, well, so there's a bunch of like bitchin' bands playing, and
Yep.
that's cool.
Yeah, so they're having bands in both rooms, Saturday and Sunday. They got go-go dancers, they got hula dancers in the tiki bar. They've got vendors and merch tables
What will
and
they have like at the like?
a lot of tiki stuff.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, yeah, tiki culture is big.
okay,
Sort of latches or surf sort of latches onto the tiki thing. The tiki thing's way bigger
that's cool.
than the surf world, but yeah, there'll be that, and there'll probably be a lot of clothing and tiki art and stuff like that.
So, like, say for the sake of conversation, Mike said, "Oh, you know what? I want to go check that out."
Uh huh.
Um, he should let you know
He should.
if you're
Yeah.
going to be
Yep.
around. I don't
Yep.
know. Yeah, are the girls
No,
dressed
not
the
really.
same way as
There's
the?
a fair amount of crossover.
So I'm not sure
Um,
if Joy's voice got picked up by the camera.
so she said, are is rockabilly, you know, kind of into the tiki thing, and they are. The tiki is more floral and more light and sunny. Yeah. Yep.
The girls better looking at the
So
surf convention
I
or
haven't
the
been.
rockabilly
There's a
convention.
big tiki convention that happens every year in
Oh,
San Diego, and apparently it's just like the most chill event ever because it's all about rum and
everyone's all
room parties and stuff like that. I've been to the big rockabilly festivals, but apparently the tiki thing is just completely different. Everybody's just like super chill
okay.
the whole time.
Seal Beach Mike is pretty chill, so
Uh-huh.
maybe he likes tiki stuff.
Yeah, probably does.
Do they don't have like car shows at the surf
No,
thing?
not
That's
at
a
the
big
surf thing.
rockabilly deal, right?
That's a big
Yeah.
rockabilly thing.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Dan sent us a super chat and said, ad free. Brian made me do it. Thank you so much, sir. Um, So we've got some new and exciting stuff to talk to you guys about. Um, we're going to talk about some new workshops that we just touched on one time a couple weeks ago, and I want to talk more about that.
Okay.
And we've got the big, great American guitar building contest right around the corner. We want to talk about that tonight. But Chris, we also have some cool new shirts.
Mhm.
So if you want to help us support the channel, obviously, Patreon, well, obviously buy a guitar. If you really want to help us, buy a guitar. Um, you can join us on Patreon. You can do what Dan and Brian and Doug and Doc and Jay and I'm sorry, I'm forgetting Tony. Thank you. Um, what those guys did, and you can send us a super chat. But one thing you can do is you can buy a shirt,
And you can look good doing it.
and you can look cool doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people have been asking for the shirt that you have on today, right?
Yes.
And that shirt is available now. Link in the description below. And
Yes.
I think I said like vintage tool, new vintage tool logo
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
So if you go to the description below, you can find the vintage tool logo.
It's the first link
Yep.
in the section below.
And you actually checked the link, so they
I
do
did.
work.
Yeah, both
Okay.
work. Yep.
So you can get that one. And one of the shirts that people have been, I don't know if they've been asking. They've been asking.
I don't know that anybody's asked for that shirt.
Well, no, hold on. So people have been asking for this
shirt
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. Every time I wear it, people are like, you should have that shirt on the thing. And I go, I should, and then I forget.
Yeah, but we also added another shirt today.
If you've been to a class,
Been to a
we've
class,
probably
yeah.
given you one of these stickers and everybody's laughed about it.
Yeah. So so the I have to look at my hat here, my hat safe. So we have this sticker is now available in shirt form. The hamburger giving the thumbs up with the
The Yaz logo.
yeah, with the yes. So it is my sincerest hope that I see someone in one of those shirts, like, and you picked like some cool colors too. There's like a yellow one, which I think kind of reminds me of like Spicoli with the Colt 45 shirt at the Mighty Mart,
good in
the
black.
Mighty Mart. Yeah,
is black. Yeah, we
Yeah.
did that. I think there might be a blue and a.
Uh-huh.
I think I did purple.
Brian said he got his ordered already. Yeah. So guys, get your new vintage tooled shirts. Get your Yaz shirt.
Yeah, we should have put TTG on there somewhere.
I think it's funnier that it's
maybe
not there. It's not.
Yeah.
It's nowhere on there. It's just
Or
this
maybe it
this
is.
dumb,
It's
hamburger
in the seeds.
thing. Yeah, oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe, but yeah. And of course, all the other classics are still available too. Somebody asked if a V-neck option was available. No, we're not doing
No.
any V-necks. Yeah. I don't know if they do. Oh, did she want a V-neck? Yeah.
It might. They have more shirts available now than they did. It took. Yeah. There's so much stuff on
You
there.
know what you could do? You could just get a one and then just cut it in a V.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could customize it yourself.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Sleeveless, crop top, whatever you
Mhm.
want.
Mhm.
Good pair of scissors and the world is your oyster.
You're looking good, feeling good, and you got a hamburger that tells people.
Yeah, I think I do that. And
you
then on
ain't
the
shit.
back, I razor blade a bunch of slits in it.
Sure, Hulkamania style. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So SS said he got one of each. Yeah,
There you go. This is an SS design.
I'm hoping
I
that
gave
you
him
guys
credit too in the thing. So
who designed the hamburger thing? That was like clip art, right?
that was you and
Me and clip
you
art.
and clip art.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Canva.
why. I don't remember what the deal was with it.
There was on one of those
Why we wanted it.
Jackass movies.
Yeah.
There was a guy made a one of the stunts, if you can call it a stunt, was a guy made a pea snow cone, and he went out and it was snowing, and he went out into the yard and got a bunch of snow, and then peed on it.
Oh, okay.
And then yeah. Anyway, he had a shirt that had like a van on it, like a cartoon van.
Okay.
And it had the words "You ain't shit," and that was it.
Okay.
It's like this dumb shirt.
Well,
and
I remember an early incarnation of that. There was something about a hot dog.
There's a hot dog one too. Yeah.
Is there a hot dog
Yeah.
one? Okay. Then you wanted like a cheeseburger because you didn't want to steal the hot dog idea or something like that.
I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So
But I think that the hamburger with the thumbs up car, it's just funny and it's stupid. And
it still makes you laugh.
every time I
I
see it, I
forwarded
crack
you
up.
the link and you started laughing right away. So
I
yeah,
can't wait to
you
show
have
it
to
to
wear that
Mike.
shirt probably discreetly.
Probably, yeah, yeah,
I had a shirt on. A viewer sent us um, shirts that said, "If you're so smart, make it yourself."
yeah. That's
And I
right.
had that shirt on, and I went to a place, and as I was walking out, this drunk girl
Mhm.
was walking in, and she reads my shirt. She goes, "Asshole."
That's right.
I
Now,
was like, "Okay,
drunk chicks make the
yeah, I
rock and roll
guess,
world go
yeah,
round,
yeah." It
Chris.
was at the Castle,
Yep.
one of Denver's few sunken bars.
So someone's asking about large, like super big. There's lots of sizes.
Oh, there's every
Every
size.
size
Yeah,
imaginable.
it's on
Okay.
Teespring, and Teespring, it's a one-off t-shirt company.
Hmm.
Not sure how they do it, but you can order one shirt and they'll ship it to you,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
we get a little taste
Yep.
up to 4X.
There
Yeah.
you go. So
So
Curtis says he
yeah,
wants a 4X one. Yeah. So
there you
yeah,
go.
no sweat.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So let's talk, Chris, about the Great American Guitar Building
Okay.
Contest. It's like
3 weeks away.
is it? I thought it was even less time than that.
It's the 10th. Yes.
Okay.
3 weeks from Saturday.
All right. So I have
22
no
days.
idea how many people are coming. I have no clue. Well, I mean, I know some people who are coming,
Uh-huh.
but I have no idea the total number of people who are coming. It could be like a giant, for all I know, it could be like we could have a shop full of people. That'd be great.
Mhm.
Because our guitar building contest is requires that the guitar actually be a playable guitar.
Actually make a physical appearance
Yeah,
at the contest judging.
yeah, you can't just do a photo of it, and because photos generally look pretty good.
Well, and you can manipulate photos.
Hmm.
Even I can take pictures of things that aren't good and make them look good.
Hey, speaking of good-looking photos, have you seen any of Joy's pictures of the good-looking young ladies with guitars?
There were guitars in those
Yeah, there
photos.
were. So if you follow
Yeah.
us on Instagram or Facebook or something, there's pictures of Joy. Okay, so here's the thing: when if Joy is walking down the Pearl Street Mall in Boulder
Uh-huh.
and goes into like a really swanky like boot shop,
Hmm.
and there's attractive like models working there or whatever,
Uh-huh.
well, she can go, "Hey, would you hold this guitar and I'll take your picture?" And they'd be like, "Yeah, okay," because Joy's like nice and she's a lady. If I did that, if like like some dusty old fart walks into like
Yeah.
the Freebird boot shop in Boulder, Colorado, none of the co-eds who work there are going to think that I'm going to get a face full of pepper spray if I do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably.
Hey, would you like to? Yes. Ugh, you wouldn't even let me get the words out.
We were talking about this at lunch today, and Chris said that that's what would probably happen if I did. But Joey can pretty much go anywhere and take pictures of, attractive people holding guitars. I can't do that. So if you haven't seen them, the website has a new picture of it. Of the website has a new picture as the main what do you call it, homepage, Joy? On the website, yeah,
You
homepage.
only need 10 more, and then we could do a calendar. Girls of Texas Toast.
Well, I think there are more people coming that are like young and attractive.
Uh,
I don't think we're going to turn into Dean guitars overnight, like in the
well,
80,
no.
mid '80s, and having like uh, uh, skanks from Hollywood Boulevard or anything. But Joy has a more classy clientele of people that she
Bus
works
stop
with.
skank.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so anyway, so yeah, check those pictures out. But yeah, so you can back to the guitar building thing. You can take a picture of a guitar that you built, and it doesn't have to actually work.
Right.
And the action could be, unplayable, but you could make it look pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of a bummer thing about like having just pictures. So when we just started doing these, and this is the third one that we've done, we wanted to have the guitars actually be here
Yeah.
and be judged first on whatever the crazy criteria I came up with was for that year,
Mm-hmm.
and that they actually are, real live, honest to goodness playing
they look good.
instruments.
They play good.
Mhm,
They sound good. I think
mhm.
that goes with play good.
Yep, they
Uh,
play good like a good guitar should.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, they're judged completely, not just by how they look in a photo.
Thank you. Yeah,
You're
yeah,
welcome.
yeah. And I think that is that does a lot for the builder who is um doing something good and simple rather than doing something that looks good in a picture and then they post it on Instagram or something, which is fine, but
Yeah,
yeah.
the funny thing about all of this is I keep thinking of one guitar from the past, not our contest, another
Mhm,
contest,
mhm.
that all of these things apply to. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, not ours.
In any case, I really do think though that this contest it challenges people. I don't know if we're going to keep doing it or not. This might be the last one. It might be just the one in a series of a whole bunch more. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. So this is the third one.
Third annual, and
Uh-huh.
I think, and I always come up with some dumb rules.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And
I think this one flummoxed a lot of people,
I think it did too.
and I think yeah, I'm not really quite sure why.
Why I came up with something stupid?
No.
Oh, okay.
I know why that.
Okay.
Yeah. Um,
So here's the
because
thing.
you like to taunt people.
I do. So this year, the criteria was that the guitar had to weigh 100 ounces, not or less, 100 ounces, give or take 1 ounce. So it had to weigh between 99 and 101 ounces on my scale. I don't care what your scale says on my scale.
Yeah, hopefully we're all basically using quality digital scales
Mhm.
that we bought for cheap on Amazon or something like that. We're not using an old,
And ours has
you know,
recently been
fish
calibrated at the National Institute of Standards and
fish
Technology.
scale.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, so the guitars have to weigh 100 ounces, and then they get played by our panel of judges, who are, by the way, not Chris or myself.
Oh,
And they are judged on a litany of criteria, and then whoever whoever guitar has the most points, um, they win every single red cent of the entry fees. So you get 100% payback of all the entry fees if you win.
yep.
Yeah. You know what you get if you come in second?
Jack squat,
Nothing. Yeah.
a
Yeah.
big heaping bowl of it.
You get to have a lot of fun coming out and
Absolutely.
showing
Yeah.
off the cool
Yeah.
guitar that you
Yep.
made that weighs 100 ounces.
Well, my job is ambassador of fun,
You are good at it too.
which basically means I sit around and drink beer and tell stories to anybody that'll listen.
Don't forget limbo.
Yeah.
So anyway, last year we did the $400
Cruise
guitar build
director. Uh-huh.
challenge. And there was so much like hey, what if I do this? What can I? And I'm like, I want to just put an end to that. It's 100 ounces. That's what it's got to weigh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have
So
we done the metric equivalent
no.
of that? We could advertise it that way
Mhm.
to our metric inclined friends.
Yes.
So
Yes. And
that might be the problem.
there's
Is
oh maybe.
yeah.
Well, Doc somehow figured out how to
Well,
push
he's
the button on the
he's
scale to make it go from
do they have that there? I mean,
sure
they're
they
so
do.
convinced of their superiority with their metric system
Uh-huh.
and tens and all of that stuff that I would bet it's hard to find a ruler that has imperial on it, and it's hard to
Maybe.
find a scale that has pounds and ounces.
So Joey Dano says consolation prize is a picture of your guitar. Oh, the other thing is you get to keep the guitar.
Yeah.
Some contests to enter, it's predetermined that you have to donate the money, and that's fine. But if you win, you can donate the money. I don't
Absolutely.
care.
Yeah. You could give it all back to us.
But yeah, yeah. So anyway, what's going to happen is on the 10th of August, everyone's going to show up here at the shop.
So the contest is here at Texas Toast.
The contest this year is going to be here at Texas Toast Guitars,
It's like the first one.
just like the first one. So Joy, are we going to put together a website page so people can a drop down on the Texas Toast page, so you guys have the address and all that stuff. You show up, you hand Chris $100 bill.
Yep.
Or
and then I say, put
equivalent.
your guitar over there.
You could hand him 520s too, or
Yeah, whatever.
But how? Yeah,
it adds up to at least $100.
give Chris the
You could tip me.
$100 worth of
It's not going to
currency.
get you anything, but
Yep.
yeah.
And then it's judged by our panel of expert judges. Again, not Chris or myself.
Nope.
And then whoever
We hold
wins,
no sway.
we have
at
no
all.
juice.
Nope,
Yeah, we're just
none.
here to hang out and party on. You know, I think this will be cool to do it from here because people can walk up with their guitar and show off their guitar here in the.
We can actually do that. Yeah, there was talk of we tried that the first year. That particular day, our setup was bad and it failed completely. Last year, there was just no way to do it.
We were at Odyssey Beer Works.
Do it here. Yeah, we can have people come down the stairs into the bunker.
Yep.
And show off their guitar.
Wasn't that a cool? What's that? Oh, a time. Yeah, let's say 1 o'clock.
Okay.
How'd that be?
Doors open at 1.
Doors.
Contest starts at 2.
1. Yes. So after,
and then we'll go some other places.
Well, I think the hot setup is that we're all going over to Odyssey Beer Works after that, right?
Odyssey actually got a bad review the day that we did the contest.
Really?
Yeah, somebody was irritated. And it wasn't the contest that was just added to it. They were like, plus it sounded like bad Guitar Center in there.
Huh.
They bitched about the beer and then they said there was some other thing going on. And it was terrible.
What a butthead.
So, yeah. So Chris answered him back.
They say you're a butthead?
Basically.
Okay. Life's too short.
But anyway, we commandeered Odyssey last year and took over and then filled the place with 6 guys all playing different guitar solos at the same time. It did sound like Guitar Center. Yeah.
So anyway, it's going to be fun. It's going to be here at the shop. There's going to be, like I say, Joy and I are going to put that together. It'll probably be up in the next couple of days. It's not like, don't look for like we're not going to blow your mind with this webpage. It's just going to mostly be just the details and things like that. The other thing is some people were like, can I send my guitars? Absolutely. And you don't have to be present to win. But in fact, the very first year, Sean Emenheiser mailed his guitar in and won the whole shooting match.
Yep. As soon as I saw it, I went, it's gonna be hard to beat.
It's gonna be a tough one to beat. Yeah. So let's see if I'm missing anything here. Chris, can you vamp for a little while on the guitar contest a little bit?
Sure what I should vamp about.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if you've built a guitar and you want to enter it, the 100-ounce part of it, you will be judged on that. However, it's not a pass-fail. I don't.
Oh, okay. So this is all right. I think I understand where you're going.
Maybe you lose a point for every 10 ounces you're over, or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's the over/under.
We haven't talked about this at all.
No.
All year long because I'm trying to get people to be at 100 ounces.
Oh, absolutely. And you stand the best chance. Last year it came down to popular vote.
That's right. Yeah.
So, 1 point here, 1 point there can make the difference.
Do you think if we say if your guitar weighs more or less than the prescribed number of ounces, and all the people who really labored to get their guitars to weigh exactly 100 ounces, that they're going to be upset?
No, because I think you still stand the best chance to win with a guitar that follows all the criteria.
Okay.
The other thing is,
what do you guys think?
You can bring a guitar knowing that you're not going to win,
and you can just have fun.
Yeah.
Yep. Brian Duncan said,
"Support the other
guilt-free day of drinking at the shop.
Support the other build. That's every day. Support the other builders. And show your enthusiasms for our guitar building community." So
Jay says that he would like to come out.
That I buy that day at Guitar Center.
Might as well. Used
of the day. Used.
Jay said he'd like to come out, but he's saving up for his next class and guitar, which is super cool. Doc sent us a super chat and said the penalty should be fairly severe.
As a guy who's labored over
Yes.
getting them. Yeah, and I mean we can make it so you'd have to have one heck of a special guitar that doesn't meet the requirement that wins.
Uh-huh.
And like we say, second place gets you nothing.
I think that
You
since
only have to come in first.
I've seen Doc's guitar, pictures of it, and
How many is he entering
I
this
think
year?
just the one.
Just the one.
And I know Doc is really excited about it,
Okay.
and he should be because it looks great. So I think that if you show up and your guitar weighs 105 ounces, and Chris says, I'm not trying to throw you under the bus here, but and someone says, yeah, you can enter it. Doc says the penalty should be fairly severe. So maybe Doc gets to practice root canals on you or something. Anesthetic, anesthetic.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, so as a contestant, this is the way I think about contests like this.
Yeah.
I go in thinking I'm going to win. So if somebody basically wants to donate $100, it's going to go to me. I'm all for letting them enter.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, we'll figure it out. So bring your guitars on August 10th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon to Texas Toast Guitars. We're doing our third annual Great American Guitar Building Contest. And we're going to go over to Odyssey after that. And we're going to have a great day. Maybe we'll go to Grammy's Goodies and we'll get one of those big pizzas. I don't know. The Becklofts are going to be here. I think Rod from Alaska is going to be here. A bunch of guys are going to be in town. And it's going to, yeah. He and his wife are doing one of those, like, they're not driving here, but they're coming down and renting a car and doing like $1 Million Highway or
cool.
that stuff.
I didn't know that.
That kind of thing.
That's cool. Yeah. And that's the weekend. That's Saturday after the Build a Nocaster class. So maybe some of those guys will stay for it.
Well, I know the Becklofts are going to hang out, so you never know.
Those guys should all enter their guitars.
Duh.
None of them will win because they'll 100 ounces, but
well, I think it's going to be a lot of laughs, and that workshop is going to be a lot of fun too. Which, by the way, Chris, segues nicely into, let's talk a little bit about 5280 Luthiery workshops.
Okay.
I was a little disappointed today. I saw an old buddy of mine, Matt Stutz. You might know him as Matt Kick Butt Stutz, and that's what Brad used to. Anyway, he said, "Hey, dude, what's going on? You changed the name of the shop, huh?" And I was crestfallen because no, I have not changed the name of the shop. We still make Texas Toast guitars, just like the ones that you see behind us
that all say Texas Toast on them.
And there's going to be a reveal tomorrow. A triple threat, a hat trick of reveals tomorrow.
A veritable Hanson Brothers.
Yes.
So similar yet so much
slightly, all unique. So there's going to be
wearing horn rims,
and they're all Texas Toast guitars. Know why?
Because we made them,
and
we're still Texas Toast guitars.
Thank you. However, we have changed the name. Really, we never really had a name for the workshops.
No, it was
and Texas now we do.
Yeah, come on to Texas Toast Guitars and take a workshop.
Yeah. So now we do.
Too many words.
And the new name for the workshops is 5280 Luthiery Workshops. And the reason we landed on that is because we are in the Mile High City, colloquially known as 5280. There's lots of stuff that's 5280. There's like 5280 drain cleaning and 5280, roller skate repair.
5280 like weed shop.
Probably, yeah.
Come get a Mile High.
Yeah. I'm sure there's like 5280 diner. Anyway, they call it that because there's 5,280 feet in a mile. So 5280 Mile High. And I just got tired of people saying, "Where are you in Texas?" if I want to come out and go to a workshop. And I get it, it's confusing, but after a while, I'm like, we have a Brooklyn's Finest Pizza down the street. I don't call them up and say, what corner are they in the borough? Yeah. Philly cheesesteak, Philly Junction. I don't say, "Hey, what are you doing here in Colorado?" So
maybe that's our food problem.
Maybe. Anyway, so we have some really cool offerings coming. Like you were talking about, we have the 51 or 2?
I think
50.
it's called 51.
51 no-caster workshop.
Yep.
And everyone's building 51 no-casters, which are probably like of all the, and I love tellies, I really do, but that's probably my favorite. So ash body, maple neck, maple fretboard, looking cool.
Yeah, they can pick color.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that, it's the first.
That workshop, that one's unfortunately sold out. But gosh, we've got all the Callahan hardware is on the way. Steve's putting together some really excellent swamp ash bodies. Quarter sawn maple necks, not just vertical grain, but actual quarter sawn maple necks.
So we'll have some pretty necks.
They'll be real. I'm thinking they're probably going to be loaded with that Fleck stuff. Yeah. Really, really neat. All Callahan hardware, all Dillon pickups. These are truly, truly awesome instruments.
We need to get more pickups going.
Mike Beckloff just sent us a super chat just to send one. Hi, Mike. How are you, sir? I'm really looking forward to seeing you. And he says he likes the new workshop name. Thank you. I think that it just makes sense. Yeah. So, Butch says, "Hey Matt, tell me about the hollow body class. Speak loud, please." I might not be. Let's talk about the. Okay, let's come back to that. Oh, gosh. Butch. Okay, now Butch is clever. So, so the no-caster workshop's coming up. One of the things that is like, we have actually 2 workshops that are not until 2025. They're almost sold out. One of them is the neck through SG workshop, where you build an SG style guitar, only in the way that I think all SG should be, neck through.
And why is that?
Well, because the way that they join the neck, the way that the neck joins the body and where the neck joins the body, it's just a stronger neck
There's
joint.
very, very little joint.
And so I'm thinking, well, why not? It at some point, Gibson had the capability to do neck throughs. They made Firebirds that were neck through. Why didn't they make the SG and neck through? I don't know. So I made a handful of SGs that were neck through, and man, I really liked them. So our SGs are going to be neck through. The other one that is close to selling out, like already, and the workshop's like a year away, is our semi-hollow workshop. Now, what that is, essentially, you will be able to make something not unlike this. This is, of course, the Texas Toast Icon guitar. And at the 5280 Lutherie workshop, you will be able to build a guitar not unlike this one.
It won't be this guitar.
It will have, here's the difference. It'll have a cutaway. So, I'm sorry. It'll have a cutaway. It's almost sold out. If you want to come, you should sign up now. So it's our Icon guitar with a slightly different headstock, kind of a version of one of our old headstocks, I think, and a cutaway. You can also do 2 pickups if you want. Okay. Let's take a quick super chat from SS. He says, "I like the new shirts. I think everyone should get at least 2." I think so too. What say ye, Chris?
About the
cutaway version of
the cutaway. We've talked about doing a cutaway. We've looked at some designs on doing this as a cutaway. It's going to be really cool. It's going to be a really fun class. I think that's one that Paul Hall's coming out.
Hall's coming out for that.
Yep. So
Jay and Gary are coming out.
Gary are coming out. So already that's a great group.
And I think there might be some others. But Butch is going to come. I think Butch should come.
I think Butch should come too.
So it's basically, I mean, it's the same kind of thing that our Icon is. So totally awesome, totally cool, and but with a cutaway. And the reason that we wanted to do that for a workshop is because I don't want to make this guitar with a cutaway.
Yeah.
As like a standard thing. I like it like this.
Yes.
So if you want to do one, can people decide no cutaway?
I think they can.
So you could either do a no cutaway one or a cutaway. If you can do a no cutaway one, I would say that's what you should do, a no cutaway one. Yeah. And the cutaway is not going to be like a 175. It's not going to have that
The
Florentine cut. It's going to have what, like a
point.
Super 400,
Yeah,
like we
Super
looked.
400, I think. Yeah, we'll get it all drawn out and figured
Yeah.
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
So anyway, that's what that one's about, Butch. And I strongly advise you to sign up for that. One thing that I wanted to talk about is I haven't done it yet. If anybody wants to sign up for one of these workshops, but you want to pay it off, send me an email and I'll just get you an invoice and you can put some money down and then pay it off a little at a time.
Oh,
okay. I haven't added that feature to the website mostly because if there's 5 spots, they have to be well, actually, if there's 6 spots.
Is this how we get oversold occasionally?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Because if there's an option for paying the full amount and an option for putting, like money down, that's actually, and there's 6, that's actually 12 things.
Yeah.
So it's possible to get it, we're a little confused. So yeah, and I don't know how to not make it do that. Dan, the horn will be rounded. It will be like the Gibson Super 400, kind of. Okay. Mike Beckloff, who has one of, if not the original icon, says that the icons are fantastic, and he should know.
He has the pre-icon icon.
Yep.
That happened right around this same time last year.
That's right, Chris. Yep. Yeah. Someone says one side of the Gibson 400 cutaway and the bass side is a Florentine cutaway.
They made both versions, but we're not doing the Florentine one.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
And we're not making Gibson.
No, it's not going to be that
400s.
Yeah, that guitar is a lot different. But
actually,
we are of the opinion that a rounder cutaway is going to be the way to go.
Let me tell you,
we could change our minds, but
how about this? I'm gonna make it even easier. It's actually going to be the same cutaway as our Challenger cutaway. Not like it. Yeah. That's the cutaway I'm using. Okay. It's because I drew it out one time and I'm like, that actually looks really cool. So, but it's hard. But if I say that, people go, well, so you're making no. So if I say Gibson, I thought, like, if I said we're using the but anyway, we're putting a round cutaway on it. Yeah. How about that? Yeah. You're not listening to what I mean. Okay.
Yep.
Jay says that we still need to talk about his level 4 Challenger. Absolutely, sir. And he's going to get me some specs, and I think we're going to do he wants a maple. I think he wants a like a highly figured maple neck, kind of like a one of those Kentucky long rifles from like back in the early days of the United States. Some of those had very, very fancy maple stocks. And so Jay loves that aesthetic and wants to do something like that. And even wants to do, remember that thing that Mike Learn was showing us, that like,
I forget what they call
iron something or another. Yeah.
Yeah. Iron phosphate.
Maybe. Yeah.
Iron sarsaparilla. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. We're not doing any of the we're not making a bunch of double necks and mandolins and any of that stuff. You know who would be happy to do that for you?
Victory Guitars.
No, well, I was gonna say, who makes a lot of like mandolin and guitar lins and stuff like that is Ed Elliott.
Oh, he does make electric mandolins.
And Ed is down in Raton, New Mexico now. I'd really like Joy and I went to.
I think once they get a little more settled, it would be really fun to go down there.
I would like to go back.
It's not that far.
No, it's not.
We could do almost. We couldn't really. I wouldn't want to do a day trip. You could do a day trip.
You could do it, but
I would want to do it, but an overnight trip.
The real problem is there's not a lot of like really exceptionally cool places to stay in Raton that I know of.
Yeah, well, but you could bop back over to Trinidad too.
The real problem is there's not a lot of great places to stay in Trinidad that I know.
I think Trinidad might be slightly better than Raton.
I tell you what,
especially now.
Both places are like really poised to be neat,
Mhm.
artsy downtown areas, and
Well,
maybe that's what they're going for.
Trinidad has done it.
Well,
When
they're
was the last time
working
you were there?
a month or two ago when we
Did
go to
did
Santa
you
Fe.
actually go?
Yeah, we drove. We buzzed through. Uh-huh. Mhm. Yeah. When's the last time you were in Trinidad?
Quite a while ago,
Okay.
but
I know that
I
that's
have
something
read
that
a
that
bunch
yeah.
about it, and, yeah, because it was all weed money.
Oh, it takes a lot of time for an art district
Art
to
district to
develop and
happen,
actually
yeah, yeah.
flourish, you
They
know
may
what I
have some
mean?
good, like, Airbnb opportunities,
Mhm,
though, too. I
mhm.
always forget about
Oh, you know
those.
what? I do too.
Yeah, not
Hey,
everything has to be a hotel room.
and by the way, if you come out for one of the workshops, a lot of guys are doing this now. Like, for example, in uh, uh, I'm not sure if the Becklofts are gonna get an Airbnb or not, but like Mike and Chris and Mike's other son are coming. I think his name's John. I could be wrong though. Mike, help me out here. Um, and then like Doug and Dave and Dan are all they got an Airbnb and they're all staying in the same Airbnb and they're like right
Yeah,
down the street.
yeah, and there's actually, I think, quite a few good Airbnbs around here.
Those guys are
Several
staying like
guys.
what, like a block away from the cool Mexican restaurant on the lake. That's pretty neat.
There's more than we know.
I think there are a lot more A, B, and Bs. Yeah.
Airbnbs? Oh, there's tons, yeah, yeah. Yep, and there's you can get rooms, you can get whole houses,
Mhm.
you can get, basements or whatever, walkouts. Yeah, yeah. Rod's done it a couple of times and has had good luck. So
There you go.
yeah.
Okay. So but so there's a lot of guitar building workshops. There's like we're doing another more Paul Reed Smith ones, more classic Fenders, more Strats, more Tellys, more everything. But one that is there is a gigantic amount of interest in, and Dave already signed up. Now, and I want to put a pin in that and come back to it. Is our amp building workshop
Uh-huh.
with Eric from Henriksen Amps. So we are lucky enough to be close to Henriksen Amps, which if you're a jazz guy, I think you know Henriksen Amps, right? Like that's the one of the
Yes.
go-to
Huh?
things. Lightweight, they sound like one of the Rolands or something. Um, and in fact, Pete has
They sound
this
like a
thing.
gold.
Is
I don't
that
know what that is,
okay?
but
Pete was
apparently
talking
George
about,
Benson was a big gold tone guy.
well, there you, and he would know. So Pete was talking to me about that, but he's also doing his like this Archtop festival that we're actually going to
Yeah,
participate in.
participate in.
But anyway, so Eric works at Henriksen Amps,
He's
and
the lead engineer.
uh-huh, uh-huh. How long has he been doing it?
Uh,
Decade or more? 20 years? Wow.
yeah.
Sean Emenizer sent us a super chat and said, just got out of the booth. Last coats are on my contest offer. Oh,
All
cool.
right.
Excellent. And Ed C sent us a tenner for super chat. Thank you so much. Um, um, okay, so back to the amp thing. Um, you were at Odyssey Beer Works one
Yeah,
day.
so the funny thing is we were talking about doing this because we've wanted to do uh some sort of, expansion of the guitar world, not
Mhm.
just guitar classes. And we were talking about pedal kits or maybe amp kits or something like that.
Pedal kit would be
And I
okay.
said, well, let's talk to Pete.
Mhm.
And like literally 2 or 3 days later, it was bike to work day.
Mhm.
And anybody can bike to work. You have to bike home for it to count.
Mhm.
And I rode my bike into work, and Odyssey had a buy a beer, get a beer if you participate in bike to work day. So I was there, and Chris Hill was sitting with Pete Hendrickson
Mhm.
talking. I was like, oh, hey,
Check it out. Ron
yeah,
Swanson's talking to Chris Hill. Yeah.
yeah. And I said, Matt and I have this idea, and we're wondering, you might know somebody. And he says, no, I know the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Eric's been talking about doing this. I said, oh, that's cool. And it turns out that Hendrickson is buying a new building and all this other stuff. And I said, well, this will work out, until you get your space, so you can do it in your place. He goes, we're not doing that
Yeah.
in my place. I don't ever want to
Yeah.
do
We're
that.
never doing
But
that. Yeah.
you guys are set up for classes and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you do it.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay, cool. And literally, 2 or 3 days later,
Mhm.
Eric came over with Pete, and we
Yep.
we sat down and talked about it, and
So we're
despite your best efforts, you didn't chase Eric off.
nope. And we're adding a bunch of new tools to every tool cart so that people will have like soldering station and meters and that kind of stuff. Anyway, so Dave Chenzoff, Sir David Dangerous,
Mhm.
as you might know him, called me up and he's like, "Hey, I want to do that amp thing." I'm like, "Awesome, man." Now, what I had not forgotten about, but what I also didn't say anything about, was Dave went to
Ignator,
yeah, Bruce Egnator's amp workshop in what, Michigan or somewhere.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
And I'm thinking to myself, Dave, like, why do you want to do this one? And I'm thinking, and Dave came around and told me what was up, and he's like, in the Egnator one, we made the like a Marshall Plexi
Mhm.
head, and he's really into doing this Fender combo thing.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, so he's already done the Marshall one, but we have a Marshall one too.
Mm.
Um, so you guys can come out, and it's like a 2.5 day workshop.
Yeah, it starts Friday evening,
Yeah, now
Friday
on the
late
website, I think it
afternoon.
says they're 2 days, but
Okay.
yeah, but it's a 2 day. Well, the first day you probably don't really do. It's like you kind of
No,
like
I think it's,
talk about stuff.
yeah, welcome to
Yeah. Well, you and I will be here for the
uh-huh,
the
I'm
Friday.
taking it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're going to do it. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And this just kind of it makes me love the tool carts
Yeah,
even more than I
yeah.
did before, and I really liked them before. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, everyone will have like all their stuff on their cart. It'll be just like boom, ready to go. You won't have to wait for anything. You'll have all your own stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone will have the same kit to start with. And the Fender one that Dave signed up for, it's the whole thing, right? It's
Mhm.
not just you just build a head.
No, you're not just building a chassis
Yeah.
and you gotta buy a cabinet and a speaker. It comes with everything.
So on Friday afternoon, you get together, hang out with us, hang out with Eric, learn
Yeah.
a little bit about what you're going to do.
Intro to amp building.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And then on Sunday, you've got a complete 15-watt, like fairly cool
Pretty
classic
dang
circuit.
cool,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah. Fender Deluxe, 5E3 Deluxe,
Mhm.
Tweed.
And it's a
Yeah.
fully operational amp. You're ready to go. All
Yeah.
right, let's see what the
Think
comment
think
section.
early Neil Young.
Yes. Yes. Did you ever hear that story about Neil Young had a lake and he had his electric guitar out in the lake and he had like this like old like farm building full of amps and he would be out in this let's say canoe standing up playing his guitar and he'd be shouting more barn and that was the cue to yeah for the little Jawas to come out. Did you ever see that?
Oh.
There's a Neil Young and Crazy Horse. It's a concert. And remember the Star Wars Jawas? And they had those great big
Uh-huh.
vehicles that they had. He had like a great big like Fender Champ that was like that they would push out on. It was the backdrop for the show. If you guys know what I'm talking about, let me know. And so Chris can watch it. And it's Crazy Horse, so it's super cool.
Uh-huh.
But you could be out on a canoe yelling more barn too, just like Neil Young. Um, Okay. What amp would sound best? Open back or fully enclosed? Well, I guess that kind of depends on the amp, doesn't it,
Depends on what
Chris?
you want it
But
to sound like.
but what but he didn't ask what's the best amp depending on what do you think the best one is?
Well,
I'm gonna say open back.
well, first of all, combos, it's a whole other thing to get enough airflow
Mhm.
to seal up the back of the cabinet and keep the amp cool. You'll overheat the amp. Me personally, I am a head and closed cabinet kind of guy.
Head and closed cabinet.
Yes.
Okay. I like that sound too.
Hmm.
But I think some of my favorite amps were open back, even like combos with like that Ampeg VT40 I had with the
Hmm.
410s.
Yeah.
That was open back.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Um,
And I like
that
open
was
back stuff
shit.
too, but I mean if you're looking for a lot of bass and a lot of oomph and a lot of
Mhm.
air, close back
Okay.
because you're
So
losing a bunch of air going out the back.
so we got you covered on our amp building classes for both open back and closed back. So the very first one that we're doing in
Hmm.
October
October,
is the Fender
that's coming up.
Combo.
Hmm.
It's a 15-watt circuit, 12-inch speaker, tweed cabinet,
Yep.
and
Good
you
quality stuff.
yeah.
All American sourced
Mhm.
stuff. Or yeah.
Very
It's-
cool.
It's a Mojo Tone kit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting it from our good buddies at Stu Mac.
That's Stu Mac. Yeah. Yeah. It's a, from what I understand and from what I've seen, a very, very, very nice kit. They're really good booklet instructions and Eric from Hendrickson Amps.
So you know it's going to be. You know it's going to. You're not like, what's going to happen
You
after
can't
2 days?
fail.
Yeah.
Unlike me building an amp at home, you can't fail.
Okay. Now that's a great point. You've had some amp kits for a while.
I've had
and I think they're just
amp kit.
Oh, you had some reverb tanks too, right?
No, that's a Maui.
Oh, Maui had. Okay.
I'm further along on mine than he is on his.
But
he's only had his like an extra 10 years though.
Okay, but you've had this amp kit for
4 years, 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the cool part about this is there's no like I got stuck and I'm just gonna So anyway, so if you like the open back, that's the one to come out to. If you like the close back, the next month in November, we're offering the 45-watt plexi head. Think Marshall head. And if you paired that with a now that's the whole thing. It's the black cabinet with the gold piping probably, and it just doesn't say Mash All on it.
Right.
You can make yours say Marsha if you wanted. Or you could say Marshall Martial. I think that'd be funny. Anyway, but yeah, so you pair that with a close back 212 or 412, you'd have a or you come and do both and then see which one you like the best. These are all tube things. So William was like tube or solid state. These are all our amp class is going to be all tube circuitry. Now Hendrickson amps, I can see where maybe the disconnect is.
Yeah.
Because Hendrickson is all solid state.
This is all build a classic tube amp. Yep.
Yep. So yeah, is the guitar all the way left painted that color or natural maple cap? So that one's got to be this guy. That is a maple cap, and it's a plain maple cap. But it does have some amber on it. Joy, we took that guitar with us to Illinois. Are there any pictures of? Yeah, there are some pictures of. So there will be good pictures of that guitar with Anna. And and that one's available available for you can buy it actually right now. The guitar on the far right behind Chris is 2 pieces. So that's the black Limba top icon, and it is 2 pieces. Yes, it's a book match top.
Yeah.
You can also see Hannah holding that guitar as well.
Most tops on guitars are 2 pieces.
Generally speaking, especially so often we'll get a 1 piece, but
that's some big ass maple.
Yeah. A lot of our Challenger guitars with I got a bunch of wood that's wide enough to do 1 piece tops, and it's crazy flame.
That's cool.
And so Doug bought one of those. 2 of them are in Virginia at Matt's Guitars, and those are all 1 piece tops. But what's that? Yeah, it looks like I've got 2 minutes, but let's go ahead and call it a show here. Thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. I want to encourage everybody to come out to the Great American Guitar Building Contest. That's August 10th at 1:00 here at Texas Toast Guitars. In the next 24 to 48 hours, there'll be a landing page on the website telling you more information about that. I hope you come out. Even if you don't build a guitar, I hope you come out and hang out with us. If you want to come out and take a workshop with us, build a guitar, build an amp,
both.
You could do that.
You can. One of the things that we did is we scheduled amp classes to start the Friday that a guitar class ends.
Yeah. So the first one is a Fender amp with a Strat. The other one is a Marshall amp with a Les Paul.
There you go.
So you could build the amp and the guitar, and then you
come
could
out to both, and then never have to do another thing.
You could
as long as
just
you live.
you could we could teach you how to make a chord. And then you can plug in and rock out. So, hey, thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. We will see you tomorrow for a cool reveal. Chris is going to, it's probably just going to be me. And so it's going to be me laboring over 3 guitars and the computer, but I look forward to it. Thank you for all the super chats, you guys. Go buy some t-shirts, and we will see you tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone. Take care.